Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is a Saturday morning. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. I'm standing here next to the Kaagbaan, runway 06. Where at the moment, I think a runway inspection is going on. We have some inbound traffic going to 36 right at the moment. Not sure yet if the 777 that is now going over land near Leiden will be going to 06 or continue this way and will land on 36R. This is United Airlines Flight 20, Boeing 777-200, arriving from Houston, Texas after a flight of 9 hours and 20 minutes. 777-200ER, 23 years old. First flight was in July 1999. It is a beautiful summer morning over here. 19 degrees Celsius or roughly 70 degrees Fahrenheit. The wind is calm, 4 knots or so, from 3 to 0 degrees, so we have wind that has changed to northwesterly direction. Now the wind speed is very low. So my guess is that 06 will remain the main landing runway today. Heard some ruffling and some splashing. I think this is a duck mom with a few little ones. They're keeping quiet, but there are a few. Indication, another confirmation that they are not early birds but more night owls. Still sleeping in on this early morning, and looking at the path that the 777 from Emirates is flying, that is arriving from Aguadilla. 06 is going to be in use again. So let me turn around the camera in a minute. First, welcome all the viewers who are already there. Jean-Yves, good morning. Marius, good morning. Michael Jackson, good morning. Blackburst, good morning. YouTube fan 68 Twig, Gosse, Remco, Erwin, good morning to you all. Richard, goedemorgen. Rowenda, good morning, goedemorgen. Thomas, or is it Thomas? Good morning, Joppie Joppie, good morning. Oh, my chat window keeps going from one side to the other. Luis, good morning. Google morning. Tristan, goedemorgen, good morning. Matteo, good morning. Hans Joachim, goedemorgen, herzlich willkommen. Let me turn around the camera because the 777 is getting closer by and we don't want to miss it. Let's see, it should be over here, and indeed it is. Right, so ladies and gentlemen, this is Emirates Sky Cargo Flight 9914, arriving from Aguadilla after a flight of 7 hours and 46 minutes. It is a 777 freighter, so listen to that hull that you're about to hear. This airplane is 7 years old, first flight was in August 2015. Hey Laura, good morning, goedemorgen. Hope everybody is doing well on this beautiful Saturday morning. Well, at least it is a beautiful Saturday morning over here. Indeed, Scott, today arrivals. Cirrus 6 has been the main landing runway for arrivals over the last couple of weeks. We do have some parallel arrivals depending on the offering of arriving traffic. If it gets busy, 36 right will also be in use. My expectation is that when it gets a bit quieter, that 06 will be the only runway in use. We're also waiting for today's Emirates A380 that is expected, I think, around 1 p.m. I intend to stay until then. Today, according to Flight Radar, as well as yesterday, it is supposed to be the welcome to the Journey to the Future livery. Although yesterday we got fooled, and Flight Radar said it was a Journey to the Future livery A380 that we were expecting, but that we were supposed to see. But it was a regular livery, so don't know what went wrong there. And indeed, Erin, first of all, let's hope that the A380 will land on this runway. But if it doesn't, at least we'll be able to see it quite well. That's the upside of being situated over here. Now there's also more humidity in the higher atmospheres. As I was walking over here, I think it was an A380 that passed over me, and I could very beautifully see the airplane and the contrail. So if it gets a bit quieter, we could also perhaps do a bit of contrail spotting later. In the meantime, another Speedbird A320 arriving from London Heathrow, one of the many. Okay, Michael says that there's another Emirates Sky Cargo diverting to Amsterdam from Nairobi, was supposed to go to Maastricht. Alrighty, well in that case, I will have to open my filters. I always have inbound and outbound filters for destination AMS in Flight Radar. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh, I think I saw it pass just now. I was wondering. I already was looking on Flight Radar. I thought, hey, it looks like there's an airplane going downwind for 06, but I don't see anything on Flight Radar. But I guess that was this diverting triple, which you don't see if you have filter inbound AMS in Flight Radar initiated. So this is the 777 from Nairobi to Maastricht, Emirates Sky Cargo diverting to Amsterdam, now turning base. It is probably going to be number 2 or maybe number 3. I think looks like it might become number 2. There's also a Dreamliner from United, but it is still just off the coastline, so I think, yeah, it's going to be number 2. This will be preceded by an EasyJet A319. Where is it? Need to cover my screen to see properly. Where is it? It should be here. There we go. Hey Rolf, goedemorgen, good morning. Arnoud, goedemorgen, good morning. Yes, Richard, of course, you always get a holiday feeling when you're near Schiphol. It comes with the territory, I think, for most people at least. So now I'm too far zoomed out. Let me go back zooming in. Right, EasyJet flight 22513 is approaching. Airbus A319 destined, originating from London Luton. Short flight, 36 minutes. And this airplane is 17 years old. First flight was in April 2006. Oh yeah, there it is. So can also show you the triple from Emirates Sky Cargo, the diverting flight from Nairobi to Maastricht, which is now number 2. So interesting. Hey there Jan, goedemorgen. Good morning Mr. Pizza. Mr. Pizza, that's a great name for a nickname on YouTube. Hey Christina, good morning. Wilma, goedemorgen. Good morning. So, next up is a diverting 777 Emirates Sky Cargo. There we go. So this is Emirates Sky Cargo flight 9747. It is a 777 freighter flying from Nairobi, or it was supposed to fly from Nairobi to Maastricht, but it is diverting to Amsterdam. Airborne now 8 hours and 18 minutes. The airplane is 10 years old. First flight was in November 2012. Hey there, Andrew. Good evening, mate. How's the little grebe going? Good question, my friend. I have to say, the only grebe I'm spotting right now, unless this is the little grebe already from last week, but I think it is Mama or Papa grebe that we are seeing swimming over here. Have not spotted any grebelings yet, only ducklings. Ducklings are keeping quiet over here. Now, let's quickly turn around the camera because it is heavy's time. No time to linger on the flesh and bone birds too long. This is United Airlines Flight 909, Boeing 7878 Dreamliner arriving from Chicago O'Hare. This airplane 9 years old. First flight was in July 2013. In the meantime, I saw that Mol was also back in the chat. Thank you for your kind super chat. Hola, buenos dias. Good morning to you too, Mol. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you again. And PPTT Cure Boy, good morning to you too. The weather in Bremen, not as pretty as over here. Well, it is going to change over here as well, it is said. Tomorrow we'll be having one tropical day, and I think we'll have rain showers on Monday. Probably the last day with decent weather over here with moderate temperatures. Highs in the low to mid 20s Celsius. So we'll soon see another heavy, but this Ryanair 737 will go first. This flight 2334 arriving from Malaga. A flight of 2.5 hours approximately. Little bumpy on the touchdown of the main landing gear there, it looked like. Yes, Mal, I do intend to film all year round if weather is decent and my agenda allows it. So, looking around, see if I can spot some birds that I can show you, but other than the grebe passing by and the duck and ducklings, there are no other birds for now. They are sleeping in. It is a Saturday after all. So next up is going to be KLM flight 592 777-300 arriving from Johannesburg. So this airplane is on the way now for 10.5 hours approximately. 24 minutes, 10 hours, 24 minutes. So it left before I went to bed and arrived after it. This is a 777-300ER. So we're going to hear that hull again that you also hear when freighters pass by. The airplane is 14 years old nonetheless, and its first flight was in May 2009. Probably one of the older 300s then. Typically you see that the 200s are older than the 300s, but this 300 is older than a lot of 200s in the fleet. Happy Saturday, Christina. You too, thank you. That's registered on the Richter scale over here, Andrew says. So, what is up next? There is a 747 coming this way from Suparna. It is flying. Is it visible already? Is this it? Let me have a look. We should be seeing something. Yeah, I have it. Is that the Suparna? It looks like a 747, doesn't it? Or is this? I think it is. I think it is the Suparna flight arriving from Nanjing, currently flying at 6,300 feet and descending on the downwind leg. Also a Dreamliner 10 arriving from Delhi behind it. And given the fact that they are continuing on this heading and flying so northerly already, I can tell you that both are going to land on 06. This is not the flight path airplanes follow when they go land on 36 right. Even though there is a Vision Jet now on the glide slope for 36 right, and it may only use the glide slope until the last minute and then make a right hand turn to land on 04, which I think is the most likely. So, and the Dreamliner 10 is following suit. Can I see that as well? I should be able to see it. Always hard looking for stuff. Also, well, let's first of all start with manual focus and infinity, right? So the focus is set. Where is the airplane? Oh, a bit further there. Well, sometimes still, it is like finding a needle in a haystack over here. You have to imagine I have a small screen, plus also a lot of brightness over here. We are going to see those heavies in a minute. That is the upside. Let's focus back on what is coming this way. So coming this way is an EasyJet A319 arriving from Birmingham. That should be somewhere over there. How about I manually focus it on infinity? There we go. And now go back to autofocus and it should keep the focus. And yes, Michael, there is a CRJ before the 747 after this A319. Can we see it already? Well, I don't have it visually yet. Maybe I can see it on the camera. Oh yeah, it is visible just barely in the distance. On the big screen you can see so much more than I can on my little screen over here out in the field. Right, so EasyJet flight 27842 arriving from Birmingham. A319-100 airborne now for 42 minutes. The airplane 14 years old, first flight November 2008. Smooth, very nice. Well, it seems that the ducklings have awoken a bit more. Do see a bit more movement over there. One is even going for a little swim. Or is it just a group of adult lady ducks? A harem? No idea. There is a coot over there in the distance on land, trying to make its way back to the water. In the meantime, let's turn around. Hey there, Jono, good morning. Good to see you again. Hope you're doing well, mate. We're about to see a 747, but preceding it is a CRJ. CRJ 747. CRJ 747. SAS Flight 2551 CRJ 900 long range, 14 years of age. First flight January 2009, and she's coming in from Copenhagen in Denmark after an hour-long flight. Really lovely. Hey, good afternoon, Mohammed. Checking in from Sri Lanka. Good to see you again. Hope you're doing well. And the same goes for Michael Nobis. Good morning, Michael. Hope you're doing well, mate. Let's quickly turn around. Well, we are greeted by both the bird controller and a P vehicle, I think. Is it a P vehicle? It is an A vehicle. Okay. P and A. Bird controller in the Ranger. Now back to the first queen of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, there we go. Suparna Airlines Flight 87413. It is a Boeing 747-400 arriving from Nanjing in China. It is underway now for 10 hours and 30 minutes exactly, according to flight radar. It is a 747-400. She is 31 years old, and her first flight was in August of the year 1991. And yes, Mohammed, I'm doing well too. Thank you so much for asking. Beautiful weather over here. A queen arriving. What more could you want? So you can hear the reverse thrusters being applied there just now. Even a few whirs, or whatever you would like to call it, of the turbulence, the wake turbulence. Hey there, Domingo, and hey there, this is TDK. Let me quickly turn around the camera. A Dreamliner 10 is coming in, arriving from Delhi in India. So this is KLM Flight 872. Boeing 787-10 Dreamliner arriving from Delhi. The airplane underway now, 8 hours and 45 minutes. The airplane is 3 years old. First flight was in November 2019. Flex. Now you see it, and now you don't. And apparently no use of reverse thrust for this one. Hey there, Luca, good morning. North Sky Aviation, good morning. All other viewers who have joined us in the meantime, good morning to you too. Yeah, I think it is the ducklings, although when they are big like this, not sure if you can call them that anymore. They have hidden in the reeds on this side of the water. Mama is still looking to see if everybody is behaving. Now, let's turn around. Let me also give you the overview. So this is in the direction of the glide slope. So we're now facing southwest, which means that this is approximately west, and this would be north. This would be east, and this would be south. So we do have a bit of high clouds here and there. Nothing much to write home about. There are a few airplanes passing by on altitude, although they are either small or far away or moving away from us. You can also have a look on the cargo platform in a minute. Let's see. Here we go. So, an Embraer 175 from KLM. The airplane that is the most ubiquitous in our streams, together with the Embraer 190. I think Delta A330s are probably the third in line. This one arrived from Hamburg. And let's quickly turn around because there's an A320neo coming this way. And Scott is informing us that the next 747 is scheduled for a few minutes to 11. So in an hour or so from now. In the meantime, we'll enjoy ourselves with what is available and visible. This is SAS Flight 821 A320neo arriving from Oslo. It is underway now for an hour and 28 minutes, and the neo is new. Had its first flight in February of this year. Look like a very new airplane. No dirt as far as we could see from over here. Over at the cargo, the north side of the cargo platform, we have a Silkway 747, and I think this was the 777 that landed just earlier. Maybe both of them are. Two triples and one of the China cargo, China Airlines cargo, China Cargo Airlines. Those names all look very much alike. Corendon Airlines arriving from Palma de Mallorca. looks like there is a Turkish A330 coming this way now near the Kaag, after which this runway is named after. Let's see if I can do a bit of contrail spotting. There is something coming this way. Don't think it is a quad engine, but let me see if I can pick it up. The contrail is very decently visible. Let's try that again. So should be over there somewhere. More difficult than I anticipated. Hey, wait, I see something. Yes, bingo. So this is being zoomed in fully. It is coming this way. And it is coming from the west. And it's flying to the east, and I think it might pass Schiphol. Maybe just to the north. Now I'm not seeing your chats because my phone is mounted on the back of my camera, and my camera is now pointing almost directly up. So that means that my phone screen is pointing almost directly down. It's now flying right over me, as you guys can see. Right, let's go back to the Turkish A330. A330-300 arriving from Istanbul, Turkish flight 1951. Airborne now for 2 hours and 50 minutes. And this airplane now touching down is 12 years old, first flight November 2010. Okay, Ryanair underway to Rhodos. Thank you, Paul. Good morning. Excellent. So Ryanair on its way to Rhodos. Let me have a look and see what is coming this way. Oh, there's an A330neo arriving from Salt Lake City in a few minutes, still over the sea. A320neo from Pegasus arriving from Istanbul as well. Alright, so that means we still have some time to kill before the next airplane arrives. Let me look and see if there is something nice coming this way in terms of contrails. Don't see anything right away. Let's see what is on the south side. What is parked over there? So Atlas Air, KLM cargo, that looks like the tail of a 747. Turkish, I think that's a 777 that I saw arrive earlier this morning. Not sure what the leftmost tail is. Is that Suparna? I think it is Suparna. Hard to see from over here. Okay, so we can see the Pegasus A320neo flying downwind. Should be over there. Probably our next airplane to arrive before the A330neo from Delta. That is still overseas, but it is getting near the coast, so I think it is here in 10 minutes or maybe even less. So it is turning gradually to the base leg. Oh, and I will have to turn around the camera first. Otherwise all my wires get tangled. Let's see. Oh, it is just going behind the tree. There it is. So we're now watching the Pegasus Air A320neo arriving from Istanbul on its base leg, about to turn final onto the glide slope. A320neo arriving from Istanbul. The airplane is 2 years old, first flight January 2021. And the airplane is underway now for 3 hours and a minute according to flight radar. Hey there James, good morning. Welcome to the show. Hope you're doing well. Hey, where did it go? And indeed a bit of spaghetti over here, Paul. Got a power cable, got a HDMI cable, got a USB cable powering the telephone. That's just the wires running from the camera back to my power station and to my laptop tent. Hey Infinity, goedemorgen, good morning. Now, behind the A320, the A330neo is also approaching. I don't see it yet. Maybe you guys do, but on my little screen it is very hard to see. Hey there Renee, good morning. Good to see you. Happy weekend. In the bottom of the screen, the Delta A330neo is also coming this way. Excellent. Behind the Delta A330neo is a TUI Dreamliner arriving, bringing home passengers that had a holiday or maybe stayed for business in Curaçao. Now, if I stay in my menu, keep the focus on manual and on infinity, I can give you extended duo shots like these while keeping the focus on the airplane that is in the margin of the screen. Now back to autofocus. Excellent. Just thought of a new shot to show you guys. So I work in autofocus by default, but the downside is unless your object is really in the center of the field of view, the autofocus can lose focus quite easily. Particularly if you want to show more airplanes in one shot and not have a single airplane in the center of the field, that can prove to be a bit difficult. Hey there Daniel, good morning. This is runway 06 that we are at. Right, Salt Lake City is its origin. Delta Airlines A300 Neo. So, relatively new airplane, 3 years old. And hey there Harry, good morning. Early up for you. Right, let's turn around the camera. We have a Dreamliner coming in from TUI. It is TUI flight 356 arriving from Curaçao, Willemstad. After a flight of 8 hours and 39 minutes. This airplane is 8 years old, had its first flight in March 2015. Boeing 7878 Dreamliner. Ooh, that is early, Harry. Are you up early or are you up still late? Right. Next up is going to be a Speedbird flight arriving from London Heathrow. One of the many flights between Amsterdam and London Heathrow. And a bit of refreshing wind. Wind is picking up just a little bit. So the wind is blowing from the northwest today, which means that there is crosswind from the left for the airplanes arriving on this runway. There we go. Looking a bit further out, there is a banana incoming. First up, this airplane. Speedbird Flight 430 arriving from London Heathrow. An 18-year-old Airbus A319 just touching down. Hey there WD computer, goedemorgen. Indeed, nice weather over here. Hey there Elske, goedemorgen. Antwerp in the house. And Harry is up both late and up early. And indeed, as YouTube fan was saying, it is 10:15 a.m. You can see the local time in the left bottom corner of the ticker, or of the screen in the ticker on the left hand side. Let's turn around the camera for our next airplane. It is an Embraer 190 from KLM arriving from Prague. Alright, Mohammed, have a nice day and see you again soon. Thanks for joining, my friend. Enjoy the rest of your day and weekend. This is KLM flight 1352, Embraer 190, arriving from Prague in the Czech Republic after an hour and 8 minutes of flight. This airplane, 9 years old, first flight November 2013. So for those of you who have just joined us, good morning and welcome to AMS Live. My name is Boy and we are standing next to the Kaagbaan. This is runway 06, currently one of the 2 runways used for landings, although at this moment it seems that this is the only runway in use. Good morning Marissa, goedemorgen. So you guys can see the sun is out, it is beautiful weather. Temperature is in the low 20s Celsius. We have a few high clouds, more to the south, nothing to write home about. Oh, and a squadron of almost grown-up ducklings just passing from one side to the other. They have grown substantially. So temperature over here is in the mid-20s, low to mid-20s Celsius, so that is in the 80s to 90s Fahrenheit. The prevailing wind is coming from the northwest. That means that there is a little bit of crosswind from the left for the airplanes that are arriving. The wind is very minute, just a handful of knots. I think it was 4. I can update the ticker in a moment when it is a bit more quiet. This is a Boeing 737-800 arriving from Paris Charles de Gaulle. That is typically a flight of 30 to 40 minutes. And according to Flight Radar, it was 38 minutes. And it is a 4-year-old airplane that landed just now, first flight March 2019. Hey, herzlich willkommen Peppi. Servus. Schön, dass du auch wieder dabei bist. Next up, another Corendon 737-800, and after that we are going to see the first banana of the day. So we've had the first queen already, and the first banana will be number 2 after this arrival. Can we see the banana already in the distance? You guys probably can, but I sure cannot on my little 3-inch screen. Let's go back to the action then. So Corendon Airlines flight 3595, arriving from Izmir in Turkey after 3 hours and 17 minutes, now touching down. The airplane 12 years old, first flight February 2011. Yo Evan, what's up my friend? SoCal in the house. Just back home from work. Over here everything is going a-okay, lovely weather over here. For the time being, the only runway in use for departure, for arrivals today, 06. So we're lucky there. We're waiting for the Emirates A380 later, expected to arrive around 1 p.m. local time. This time around, according to Flight Radar, it too is a Journey to the Future livery. Although Flight Radar said that of yesterday's flight as well, and it wasn't. It was a standard livery, so we'll see what comes today. The first banana of the day, ladies and gentlemen, it is a DHL Airbus A300. She's coming in from London Heathrow. Taking her time to touch down. Just cut the gas, and gravity will do the rest eventually. So this airplane, relatively new, 21 years old. First flight of this airplane was in May 2002, so definitely not the oldest of the fleet. Hey there, Firecreeper 21, Kriker 04. Roy, good morning. Hidde, good morning, goedemorgen. Okay, so it is summer break now then, Evan. I'm not that into school vacation, so I don't know if they have started already. Not even over here in the Netherlands. I have absolutely no idea about that. Next up, Dreamliner, arriving from Cartagena. It is KLM flight 747, but the airplane is not a 747, it is a Boeing 7879 Dreamliner. Arriving from Cartagena after a flight of 9 hours and 6 minutes right now. The airplane is 7 years old, first flight was in June 2016. This is what you see if you don't zoom out, but it makes it very hard to follow precisely. Hey Roy, goedemorgen, good morning. Indeed, I missed it, I think. Good to see you again, my friend. Hope you're doing well. It is a lovely day over here, at any rate. And thank you for your super sticker there, Evan. Sleeping face. Are you sleepy, man? Good morning, Arion. And good morning, Belinda. Goedemorgen. Ah, family reunion. Well, in that case, sleep tight, my friend, and enjoy the family reunion later. Belgian Rail, good morning. Let me quickly turn around. There is a Croatia Airlines A319 in the Star Alliance livery coming this way. Let's see, there it is. Croatia Airlines flight 450 arriving from Zagreb. After a flight of 1 hour and 46 minutes, this A319-100 is about to touch down. The airplane is 24 years old, had its first flight in May 1999. I am Jaru. Good morning to you too. And vielen Dank, Peppy, who says super stream. Glad you enjoy, my friend. Hope everybody is having fun. If you're new to the channel, don't be afraid to say hi in the chat. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask. Friendly folk over here in the chat, also very knowledgeable. Two airplanes coming this way. First up an A320, next an A320neo, both from EasyJet, so we can do a back-to-back comparison. This A320 is arriving from Berlin. So this is the old school 13-year-old A320 classic, so to speak. This airplane arriving from Berlin. Now let's quickly turn around and compare that to the A320neo that is also from EasyJet. Manual focus and turn the ring. Oh, this is far off. Not the best thing to do. Going to the ground and up again is quicker. A320neo coming in from Jersey. So yeah, you guys tell me, which one do you like better? And why? Meanwhile, I saw a very generous super chat from Arion. Thank you so much for that, Arion. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's quickly go back to the camera because there is a Dreamliner 10 arriving and we don't want to miss it. Arriving from New York, JFK. There she is. I think this works better. There we go. KLM flight 644, Boeing 787-10 Dreamliner arriving from New York JFK. This airplane is underway now for 6.5 hours. 6 hours and 35 minutes to be precise. The Dreamliner we're seeing is 2 years old and had its first flight in August of 2020. And indeed, Peppy, it is a good day for a stream. Schönes Wetter, nog immer hier. Hey there, Ali. Checking in from Bodrum in Turkey. Good day to you, my friend. Welcome to the stream. Hey, Liewe, goedemorgen. Goedemorgens deze morgen. I'm saying it wrong. Goeiesmorgetjes deze morgen, I should say. Now, coming in next will be an Embraer 190. And I thought I saw something in the chat of a 747 entering Dutch airspace right now. So the second Queen is underway. Now I did hear some splashing in the distance, but other than the waves the perpetrator formed, cannot see what it was. If it was a grebe, it has to re-emerge again. If it was just a fish, then we're not going to see anything. Probably just a fish. Hey there, Aeolus Capital. Hey there, Frank. Goedemorgen. So, Embraer 190 arriving from Berlin. KLM flight 1822. Let's see. Hey there, Ant-Man. Good evening. Checking in from Brisbane. Aeolus asking if I'm going streaming tomorrow. I don't know yet, as they are predicting it's going to be a warm day. I'm already noticing with the little wind that there is that it is getting warm. So I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do tomorrow. We have a KLM 737-800 arriving from Geneva over here. Underway now for 1 hour and 8 minutes. The airplane is 12 years old. First flight May 2011. Accidentally bumped into my tripod leg there. It can cause a bit of shakiness unexpectedly. Frank asks, where are the ducks? Well, they were here earlier in the stream. I think they are now taking a rest somewhere on this side in the water. They were chilling over. I haven't seen them since they swam to the side I am standing on in the water. So I think they are hiding. They are there. Although I haven't seen the mama duck with the young ducklings. And it looks like 36 Center has reopened. There is an A320 from Lufthansa arriving from Frankfurt that is now lined up. So I'm looking to see. Okay, well, the 747 is still far out. I think we're not going to see it, as it is arriving from the east. At least not from up close. And good morning, Dan and Max. Awesome, watching from Wales. Glad you guys are enjoying the stream. Hey there, Ellie. Good morning to you too. Hope you're doing well. Hope all other viewers are doing well as well. That's a lot of wells, but oh well. Next up, an A321neo from Air Transat coming in from Toronto. Yes, a narrow body doing transatlantic flights. Flight 376. This airplane, 3 years old, first flight February 2020, and it is underway now for 7 hours and 20 minutes. Alrighty, Dave, good morning. Early morning for the US East Coast gang. So we have representation from both East Coast and West Coast, I think. Or is Evan away off to bed already? So next up, Delta Airlines, Flight 74. An A350-900 arriving from Atlanta, Georgia after a flight of 7 hours and 51 minutes. This airplane is 3 years old. First flight was in October 2019. Now, isn't that a buttery smooth landing? Very nice. Now, we heard its reverse thrusters, and let's quickly turn around because we are expecting a 777 from Air Canada. There we go. Air Canada flight 808. 777-300 ER, 15 years old. First flight was in June 2008. She is originating from Toronto. Little wobbly, it seems. Right, next up, KLM flight 636, Boeing 7879 Dreamliner, arriving from Las Vegas. No, there we go. So this is a Boeing 7879 Dreamliner arriving from Las Vegas, where it left 9 hours 23 minutes ago. The airplane is 5 years old and had its first flight in January 2018. Well, let's have a look. Where is that 747? Looks like it is flying to the south more. If it were to go to 06, it would be flying more to the west. It is now facing more to the south by the looks of it. Another sad confirmation that we're only going to see it from afar in a few minutes. Now the upside is that there is still plenty more coming this way, and we're also still awaiting today's Emirates A380, set to be in the Journey to the Future livery, but they said that of yesterday's A380 as well. And they fooled us. They sent a regular livery A380. Let's see if Flight Radar has their information correct this time around. Expected around 1 p.m. local time, so in just over 2 hours from now. First up is KLM flight 1954 Boeing 737-700 arriving from Zurich after a flight of 1 hour and 7 minutes, about to touch down. The airplane is 14 years old. First flight was October 2008. Huh. Troop, troop. Yep. Gentle as can be. In the meantime, over here in the water, all seems to be very quiet. No quackers on this side in the water. Also not here. No coot chilling over here in the corner. Here as well. Still early morning for the birds, I guess. So back to the steel birds then. KLM flight 1002 arriving from London Heathrow. Another 737-800. This one, 12 years old, first flight March 2011. So looking to see if maybe there is a contrail that I can show you, but I don't see any just yet. There is an airplane taking off from center. We can see the departures from center. They take off between this thing and this building. We are basically in line with runway center. Here we see the tail of a Delta Airlines A330 by the looks of it. Yeah, I see a winglet. That's an A330. Probably going to the Polderbaan. Next up, Boeing 737-800 coming in from that other capital from which so many flights originate to Amsterdam, Paris Charles de Gaulle. This is KLM flight 1228, airborne now for 38 minutes. The airplane is 15 years old, first flight May 2008. So this is an airplane that just took off from center. So you can see them if they are a bit bigger. Now turning over the airfield. Or at least in line with the airfield, I should say. And climbing out. Oh, and there is a nice contrail coming this way. Let's see, this is from the... Oh, let me turn around so I can follow it. I think it is coming from the south. Let's see, focus to infinity. Very easily spotted this one. It is flying from the south to the north. Almost over me, as you guys can see. Now again, the camera is pointing up. That means my phone, on which I can see your chat messages, is pointing to the ground. Camera is now pointing almost 90 degrees up. As it just passed to the north of me. Slowly but surely the camera is lowering again. Alright. Just to show you guys some perspective, this is fully zoomed out. And back to facing land again. Okay, 777 cargo from Liège to Oslo. Awesome, thank you guys so much for letting me know. And Paul, good morning. Let's see, 747 now close to landing on 36. Right. Oh, I missed it. It did land successfully. Now in the meantime I do have a bit of movement over here in the water. Just one coot. I think it is a coot. Nibbling away at stuff. Not sure though if it is eating flies or maybe something different. Let's see. A320neo ITA Airways. And coming to 06 in a minute. And Iberia Express, I think. Let's turn around for that. Right, Iberia Express flight 3722, Airbus A320, arriving from Madrid after an hour and 54 minutes of flight. The airplane, 23 years old, first flight October 1999. Now the 747, I think it might park eventually on the north side of the cargo platform. We'll find out soon enough, of course. Paul informing us that there's another DHL flying banana 10 minutes out. Let's have a look, where is it coming from? Oh yeah, it is coming in from Madrid, flying in the vicinity of Rotterdam. So that's definitely coming this way. What is expected in terms of runway usage? Let's see. Expected runway usage. Uh, 36 right from 11 until 11:40, and then from 11:40 until 1 p.m. only Kaagbaan for arrivals. So that means that in 40 minutes or so from now, they are expecting that this will once again become the only runway for arrivals. Now, if the Emirates A380 is on time and land before 1 p.m, then there is a big chance that we are going to see it on 06, if this is all true, of course. Hey there, Richard, good morning. Good to see you again. So we're waiting for more traffic to 06. At the moment, a lot of traffic is going to 36 right, that has also reopened. A lot of narrow bodies. I think the banana might be the first one to arrive over here. There's also an Embraer 190 overseas that is arriving from Norwich. Not sure yet which one will arrive first. Alright, A380 estimated at 1250, so that would be, if the predictions of runway usage are correct, of course, that would mean that we could see it over here. Now, we've seen it happen many times already that it didn't come to 06 but landed instead on 36 right. So I'm not going to try to predict anything. Worst case, we'll see the A380 the way we are following this Embraer, meaning that you can follow it up to where it hides behind the building and the trees over here, and then you just have to wait and assume it is landing, not going around like the other day. Well, we know for a fact that AMS control tower is evil. Hey there, Esmer. If I pronounced that somewhat correctly, good to be with you. Great to be with you. Well, it's great to have you over here. We are having a little bit of a lull at the moment in traffic coming to 06. We are seeing a Queen taxi to one of the parking spots, probably over here. There is another 747 parked over here already. The next airplane to come to this runway will probably be a banana, a DHL A300. Now, unfortunately, we missed the landing of this 747 due to me being distracted by contrail following. The downside of which is that you don't get to see the chat, only if you lower your camera again. You can see the phone that is mounted on the back of my camera. The A300 is near Leiden, so we should be able to see it in a few minutes. For the time being, we can continue following this 747. Looking around to see, there are a few contrails. Don't see any quad jet contrails in the immediate vicinity. There is a twin engine coming this way. It is coming from the east. And it is coming towards me. Flying from east to west. It's going to pass just south of me. Meanwhile, you can hear the engines of the 747 if you listen carefully. Oké, Wilma, bedankt voor het erbij zijn. See you later. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Hey there Marcel, plane spotter Joshi, good morning to you both. Hey there Per, good morning. Now the A300 is becoming visible in the distance, so let's focus on it in a moment. There is a Kuta over here, still nest building, as it has been doing for a while now. Looking for suitable building materials. That's a bit big, my buddy. Well, yeah, sure, why not? Let's build a nest from big leaves. Yeah, so there is indeed a nest being built over here in the background. I figured so much already last couple of times I was standing here. Yeah, well, if he has the room for it, why not build a big house? Be done with it. Do it right in one go. And an Atlas Air 747 being pushed back. So after this airplane has landed, let's see if we can see its taxi and maybe also its departure. Where is it going to go to? What's the destination of the Atlas 747? We might also see the departure then. There we go. Oh, come on. So A300 arriving from Madrid. This one a bit older than the previous one. This one 10 years older, 31 years old. First flight was in May 1992. And hey there Barbs, and hey there Asmer. So this is the Atlas Air, having been pushed back, will start its taxi shortly. Going to Miami, so that looks like going to the Polderbaan then for takeoff, which means that we can see it, but only really just a glimpse of it. There is another pushback on the north side of the platform as well. One of the triples has been pushed back. And good morning, Mama Dudam Gigi. That's a difficult name to pronounce. So a few cargo departures are expected. The banana arriving in the background. Nice duo shot. We have a Transavia 737 arriving on 36 right and an Embraer 190 coming this way. MPH is Martin Air call sign. That's right, Frank. I remember that from back in the day that Martin Air actually flew airplanes with Martin Air on it. KLM flight 1516, Embraer 190 arriving from Norwich. This airplane 5 years old, first flight February 2018. Alright, well Roy, thanks for joining. Enjoy the rest of your day. See each other again during one of the upcoming streams, undoubtedly. Enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of your weekend, my friend. Mama Dudam is checking in from Senegal. Good morning. So, if the... Okay. The coot was chasing away a duck, apparently. I see the duck moving away and the coot was moving in. I guess that the chill spot over here in the grass in the corner is his or hers. The duck is swimming away. It's like a soap opera. Hey there NJ, good morning, checking in from Assen, the northeast of the Netherlands. Herzlich willkommen Mario. Checking in from Berlin. This was an Embraer 175 originating from Manchester. The banana in the meantime has parked, apparently, don't see it anymore. And the 747 appears to be a bit bigger than it was just now, so I think it is on the move over here. Now unfortunately not going to center, probably to the Polderbaan. Airplanes taking off from center are visible once they leave the ground over here. Hey there Yorkshire, good morning. Good to see you again, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Meanwhile, another 737 is coming this way. KLM flight 1422, Boeing 737-800 arriving from Birmingham. The airplane is 12 years old. First flight was in May 2011. The airplane is underway now for 42 minutes according to flight radar. Ah, 36 center closed. So in that case, all outbound traffic will be going to the Polderbaan regardless. Means that we are not going to see the departure of this bird up close, or of that triple that was pushed back and is already on the move right now. So at the moment, 2 runways are open for arrivals, 36 right and 06. We are standing next to 06, and according to the website that shows the forecasted runway usage, 06 should stay or should become the only runway for departures again around 11:40 a.m. local time, so that is in 25 minutes from now, give or take. Now, our ducklings have grown to become bigger ducks in the meantime. And they're doing a bit of washing and splashing. Isn't that a lovely sight? All looking to be lady ducks. Hey there, Luhana, is that how you pronounce it? Who says hello, guys? Hello to you too, welcome! And all other viewers who have joined in the meantime, welcome to AMS Live as well. My name is Boy, we're standing next to the Kaagbaan runway 06 for arrivals. We have to share the arrivals with runway 36 center for at least 25 minutes is what is expected. After that we are going to see, or we are expected to see, all inbound traffic to this runway once again. And that's exactly the time slot in which the Emirates A380 is also expected. So fingers crossed that the expectations are coming true. Because then we we'll finally see the A380 land up close once again. Lujane. And Ina, don't worry if the 777 from Vancouver is arriving in 20 minutes. It is going to land on runway 06. So we should be able to see it once it comes in. Oh, and Ingo says that in 30 minutes they unfortunately have to stop watching, but then go to the Netherlands. Well, Ingo and Steffi, that is of course very good news and a very good excuse to be quitting sooner than the end of the stream. And Lujane asks if heavies usually land on this runway. Well, it depends on where they are coming from. If the runway is open, but there's also another runway open and the airplane is coming from the east, such as for instance right now is the case, then it depends on where the airplane is coming from. If it is coming from the west, it's going to land on this runway, but there's also a runway open that is lying east of this runway, and traffic coming in from the east is landing on that runway right now. If that runway closes again, then it doesn't matter where the airplane is coming from. Then both the heavies and the light airplanes, the smaller airplanes, will be landing on this runway. Next up, an Embraer 190 from KLM, arriving from Bristol. KLM flight 1050, touching down ever so gently. Arrived from Bristol, the airplane 13 years old, first flight was in January 2010. Now, as Frank was already mentioning, there is an A330 inbound, A330-300, not from Delta, but from KLM. Arriving from Bonaire in the Caribbean. So this is KLM flight 767, and just like how KLM flight 747 was not a KLM 747, so too is this 767 not a 767 but an Airbus A330-300. Just to confuse the brain a little bit. The airplane is arriving from Bonaire after a flight of 8 hours and 55 minutes, about to touch down. The airplane is 8 years old, first flight was in October 2014. Now, next up is going to be an E2 Embraer 195. Very short flight coming in from Brussels, so once they have left the ground, they are almost ready to land again. KLM flight 1724. is it? Oh, there it is. So E2 Embraer 195 arriving from Brussels after a flight of 23 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. It is a bit ludicrous, such a short flight with an airplane. The airplane is new, 1 year old, first flight March 2022. Hey Camille, good morning, salut! Alrighty then. Next up is going to be an Embraer 175 arriving from Southampton. And indeed, Frank, 23 minutes, just enough time for a mug of hot coffee. I'm not sure if they even serve drinks or refreshments on a short flight such as that. Barricade the toilets, no need to get up, just hold it up until we have landed. Oh, and the champion coot. It's already out of camera view. Was carrying another big leaf to the nest it is building. Definitely a coot that thinks big. So this is KLM flight 916, Embraer 175 arriving from Southampton after 47 minutes of flight. The airplane's age is 6 years and its first flight was in January 2017. Okay, well, Paul, thank you for joining. See you later. Enjoy the rest of your day, my friend. So, the ducks are... Hey, looks like there is a go-around on right. Or is that a departure from 36 right? That is interesting. Probably a go around. Hey there, George. Hey there, STFN. Good morning. And me myself as well. Good morning. Welcome to the show, folks. EasyJet. Arriving from London Luton, A319. Okay, and a Dodo jet going around. Interesting. Maybe the runway wasn't clear in time because the weather certainly would not be a valid reason for going around, at least not the wind conditions, because there's hardly any wind to speak of. In the meantime, let's have a look. Another twin jet flying from, I think, east to west, south of me. Now still to the east of me. And almost south of me. I think it is south of me right now. And that is Delta Airlines A330-200 from Frankfurt to New York JFK. Thanks for the update there, Marissa. Let's see. That sounds like a frog, but those are really hard to spot. Let's not attempt doing that. Let's see, 777 is coming in for runway 36 right. Arriving from Curaçao. Interesting. Temporary closure of runway 06 then, I guess. So this is KLM flight 736, Boeing 777-300 ER, 10 years old, first flight June 2012, arriving from Willemstad, Curaçao after 8 hours and 37 minutes of flight. And hey there, Sim Eric and Sunshine. Good morning to you both. Welcome to the show. Silkway 747 from Baku, 32 minutes out. Well, the Bezoekbus website that shows the expected runway usage said that in 10 minutes from now it is expected that runway 06 will become the only runway for arrivals again. So if that is true, not only do we get to see the A380 up close, but also this 747 from Silkway. If it is still 32 minutes out, but time will tell. Regular viewers of the show will know by now that nothing is as unpredictable as runway usage over here at Schiphol Airport. Now this is the last building, after which we are not going to see it again. The only thing we can now wait for is the landing, which takes place out of our view, but the rollout should be over here, visible in the distance. We should see the airplane left of the fuel tanks on the right side of the screen again. Meanwhile, there's an A320neo arriving for 06, and that was the 777 just now. The Neo is approaching. Temperatures are also increasing. let me also update the ticker with the latest weather. Temperature has increased to 22 degrees Celsius right now. Wind is blowing from 300 degrees 4 knots, so the wind hasn't changed that much. Temperature on the rise, still not extremely warm, but with the sun out it does feel so. Now, there we go. Just a speck in the distance. Interesting that the 777 from Vancouver is going to the other runway. An all-time fine. Where is the 747 from Atlas Air? Is it arriving? Is it departing? Could you be a bit more specific, please? So next up, EasyJet A320neo. Arriving from Geneva. After an hour and 8 minutes of flight. Brand new airplane. First flight was in December 2022. Now, interestingly, few airplanes are directed to 36 right. It really doesn't make any sense why a 777 arriving from Vancouver is coming to center right instead of 06. But there you go. In the meantime, over here on this side we have a 737 from Transavia coming in. So it's not like this runway is closed or anything. Right, so 777 arriving from Vancouver, KLM flight 682. Flight time is 8 hours and 37 minutes for this airplane. The airplane is 7 years old. First flight was in February 2016. Now it was expected that in 5 minutes from now runway 36 right is going to close again, making this the only runway for arrivals. Time will tell if that is going to be the case. There are still 2 more airplanes directed to right after this airplane. Now there is another A330 coming this way by the looks of it. And there is the Vancouver 777. Right, KLM. Embraer 190 arriving from Dublin. Let's quickly go back. Here is Delta Airlines flight 162. She is a bit foggy. Let me help the zoom a little bit. There we go. Delta Airlines flight 162 Airbus A330-300 arriving from Minneapolis after a flight of 7 hours and 58 minutes. It is a 15-year-old Airbus that had its first flight in August 2007. And good morning, Lasse, Amy and Harry. Now let's see if after the 2 737s that are directed to 36 right, more traffic is going to be directed to that runway, or if everything is going to come to this runway once again. That would be good news, namely, as we might get to see a 747 and an A380. Look at our nest builder taking some straw from the other side, giving it to the other coot that is hiding behind this little bush, only to go back again for the hunt for more building materials. That straw looks good, so let's pick up some more. Yeah, take a whole bunch, buddy. Economies of scale is what we call that. Oh, you lost something. Better make haste. Productive little fella. Wow. Doesn't seem that 36 right is closed just yet. because I think there is a Pegasus A321neo still going there. Hey there Nicholas, good morning. Hope you're doing well. Over here, Embraer time. Yet another KLM flight 1060 arriving from Cardiff. Short flight, 51 minutes. Nice flare, beautiful. Well, if there's one thing that we have seen is that you can also very gently touch down with an Embraer. Doesn't necessarily need to be a big A330. Alright, STFN says 06 gonna close. That is bad news if that were the case. Now, according to Flight Radar, there is still an Embraer 190 coming this way. Although most of the inbound traffic now seems to be going to 36 right. Ah, there it is. Well, let's see what will happen. For now, this is KLM flight 988. Embraer 190 arriving from London City. After 38 minutes of flight, 12-year-old airplane, first flight August 2010. Well, interesting development. Apparently the expectation that 06 was going to be the only runway in use as of 11:40 AM apparently got flipped 180 degrees, and apparently now all traffic appears to be going to runway 36 right. Interesting development. Hey Martin, goedemorgen, good morning. Now, we do have a few airplanes coming in. Also looking to see what the current status is. There are a few airplanes coming in overseas. Let's see where they are going to. Now there is a 747 arriving from Baku with 36 center open, regardless of whether or not 06 is going to stay open or not. It means that that is the runway it is going to land on. One of the triples from Emirates has been pushed back and will be leaving soon by the looks of it. And let's have a look. There is a well, at least it says Journey to the Future A380 underway now, expected to be arriving here in an hour from now. It is now flying over the Czech Republic, relatively close by Prague. And looking at the altitudes of the airplanes that are arriving from the west, it looks like everything is being directed to 36 center, right. Looking around to see if maybe I can see the airplanes that are going to 36 right. Polderbaan is visible from over here, Michael, but it is really distant. You don't see a lot. I can show you if there is something departing from it. Let's see. It's really hard to see. No, it's already hard for me to see. There was an airplane that departed just now from Polderbaan. Let me see if I can show you what you can see from over here. Yeah, it's interesting that all the air traffic is now going to runway 36 right. Let me say it right in one go for a change. Looking if I can see the airplanes going to that runway that are arriving from the west. I think I see one. Also looking to see if I can see an airplane depart from Polderbaan, so I can show you what you can see from over here. It's not a whole lot, but then at least you get an idea of what you can see from over here. So in the meantime, the traffic going to center is passing by in the distance. This is probably the 777 arriving from Panama City. Let me turn around the camera so I can at least show you the arrival of that other 777. So this is China Southern Cargo. Flight 2579, 777 freighter arriving from Chongqing. The airplane is 13 years old. First flight was in October 2009. About to touch down after 10 hours and 32 minutes of flight. Wow, a very unexpected turn of events. If we're going to have to see air traffic only from a distance and nothing up close, then I think I might call it a day after the 747 from Baku has landed. All traffic seems to be going... Oh no, the there is a 2 YOLO private airplane that looks to be coming this way, arriving from Guernsey. 2 YOLO, nice. What is that? A Cirrus G2 Vision Jet. Looks like it might be coming this way. That would be a nice catch. If it is coming this way, but I think it might be because it's already at just under 2,000 feet. Indeed, Ellie, it looks like they closed the runway just for this private jet. How about that? Looks like there's a second private jet also coming this way. So this is welcome to opposite land, ladies and gentlemen. Crazy this. TAG Aviation Malta. Looks like it's also coming this way from Ibiza arriving. Dassault Falcon 7X. Well, let me turn around the camera for the 2 YOLO airplane. Gotta love that name. I don't see it visually yet. It's minute. It's still far out. Probably still not visible yet. Let's turn on autofocus, infinity, zoom. I'm looking to see if I can spot it visually because I have no idea. It should be getting closer by, but I don't see it just yet. I think there are 2 private jets coming this way while the big birds are being directed to the other runway. It's in the center of picture, okay. Oh yeah. You really need to look on the laptop because on my 3-inch screen over here in the sun, hard to see, but I do think I have it right now. Right, zoomed in fully. Here she comes. Cirrus G2 Vision Jet, yeah. It is the 2 YOLO privately owned airplane arriving from Guernsey. After an hour and 18 minutes of flight, about to land. Probably going to continue and bend off to runway 04 then. The airplane is 3 years old. First flight was in January 2020. Interesting tail configuration. Definitely something you don't see every day. No need to zoom out for this airplane. And it is landing on 06 after all. So yeah, closed for commercial traffic, but hey, let's just land this private jet on 06. Or is it? Or is it going for 04 after all? Extremely low level crossing of runway 36 right. That's a little odd. Well, interesting what's going on there. Now, we have another private jet coming this way, a Falcon, Dassault Falcon 7. It is visible a bit better, fortunately. Right, so TAC Aviation Malta, arriving from Ibiza with this Dassault Falcon 7X. After 2 hours of flight, this airplane is 14 years old, had its first flight in January 2009. Alright, well, let's then quickly go over to the 747 that is arriving from Baku. Here we go. All other traffic is still being directed to 36 Center, so I think this is going to be the last plane of the day. Call it a day, a bit sooner than anticipated. But this is not the most exciting stream for you guys to watch, nor for me to be filming. It's nice weather, so let's just then enjoy the rest of the sunny weather, doing other things that are also fun besides streaming. But this is the last plane then, Silkway West, arriving from Baku, Boeing 747-400, arriving after 4 hours and 47 minutes of flight. This is a 747-400 freighter, 24 years old, and its first flight was in February 1999, so it is a millennial. This is the penultimate building, a temporary blockade, and then the next building will be the last permanent blockade, after which we will have to pan to the runway itself. Now that airplane looks like it's, well, hard to see. I think it is on this side of the runway. Either that or it's holding short. No. You can see the 747 behind it, so it was still on this side. Alrighty, well folks, thank you all so much for joining me once again on this beautiful Saturday afternoon, morning, just became afternoon over here. Hope you guys had fun I know I had, even though we weren't blessed with a lot of up-close traffic and definitely not as many heavies as normally would be the case on this day of the week and on this time of day. Yeah, see you all on the next one. Hope you guys will have a nice day, and thank you, stranger, for a last minute super sticker, per character stretching his arm forward, raising his thumb up. So thank you so much for that, stranger. Thanks to all who have joined me. Hope you guys have a pleasant day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I will see you all again soon, and I'm gonna say bye for now.